The great hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with panicked whispers. The massive crystalline dome, home to representatives of 500 advanced civilizations, had never witnessed such collective dread. On the central projection, a small blue-green planet hung suspended. Earth, the youngest member world, now surrounded by the terrible black ships of the Void Fleet. "They cannot possibly survive this," muttered Representative Lorick, his scaled skin paling to a sickly yellow. No civilization at their development stage has ever repelled a void incursion. High Counselor Terran, wisest of the Andromeda systems, bowed her ancient head. "Then we have failed them. The defense network will not reach their sector for another 30 cycles." The Void Fleet, mechanical horrors from the darkness between galaxies, had appeared without warning in Earth's solar system 3 standard days ago. Not even the Council's most advanced prediction algorithms had foreseen their arrival. Now nearly 100 of their planet-killer vessels surrounded humanity's homeworld. "We should never have admitted them to the Council," hissed Representative Dural of the Silicon Worlds. "They were too young, too untested. Now their destruction will be on our conscience." "They earned their place," countered Ambassador Wilson, Earth's sole representative, his weathered face grim but composed despite the doom hanging over his home. "We defeated the Crimson Armada when they invaded our Mars colony. We solved the Centauri equations. We met every qualification. Yet qualifications cannot save you now," Dural replied. "The Void Fleet will harvest your world, as they have harvested dozens before." The room fell silent as the projection zoomed closer. The black ships had arranged themselves in the familiar harvest formation, a spherical net designed to capture and process all matter from a planet's surface. "The evacuation ships?" asked Terran gently. Wilson shook his head. "We could save perhaps 1 million people. The Council vessels would not arrive in time for more." 1 million is better than none," Lorick offered weakly. "Earth has 8 billion souls," Wilson replied. "We will not abandon them." "Then you condemn yourselves to—" Dural's words cut off abruptly as the projection showed movement. From Earth's surface, thousands of small craft were rising, primitive compared to Council technology, but numerous beyond counting. They formed geometric patterns in low orbit, positioning themselves between the planet and the Void Fleet. "What are they doing?" whispered Terran. "Those vessels have no weapons capable of damaging void ships." Wilson's lips curved into a slight smile. "We never showed you all our weapons, Counselor." The Council chamber watched in stunned silence as the human vessels began emitting streams of particles toward one another, creating a glowing web around their planet. The Void Fleet, sensing threat, moved forward to begin their harvest cycle. "They've activated their harvest beams," noted Lorick. "It's starting." The terrible black energy speared from the void ships toward Earth's surface, only to splash against the glowing web. The beams scattered, deflected, caught in the particle streams between human vessels. "Impossible," breathed Dural. "Quantum entanglement fields," Wilson explained calmly. "We discovered them 70 years ago, but kept them classified, even from the Council. No civilization at your development stage has mastered quantum entanglement on a planetary scale," protested Lorick. "We had motivation," Wilson replied simply. "Our history is filled with existential threats, most from ourselves. We became very good at finding ways to survive." On the projection, the Void Fleet shifted tactics, moving to physically ram through the defensive web. 3 black ships accelerated toward Earth. "Even your quantum fields cannot withstand direct kinetic impact," warned Terran. The Council watched in horror as the void ships plunged toward the defensive network, and then gasped collectively as they simply vanished upon contact with the glowing field. "What just happened?" demanded Dural. "Dimensional displacement," Wilson said. "The entanglement field doesn't just deflect energy, it can temporarily shift matter into parallel space. Those ships still exist, but not in our dimension. They'll reappear several light years away, disoriented." The remaining void ships paused their advance, seemingly confused by this unexpected resistance. The Council chamber remained silent, witnessing something none had thought possible, a young civilization repelling the harvesters. "You knew they were coming," realized Terran slowly. "Somehow, you knew." Wilson nodded. We detected gravitational anomalies 6 months ago. Our scientists recognized the pattern from Council historical records of previous void incursions. We've been preparing since then. Why not inform the Council? Asked Lorik. We could have sent aid technology. With respect, Counselor. Wilson interjected that history of void attacks shows that worlds depending on Council protection were always consumed. We needed to rely on ourselves. On the display, the remaining void ships had reorganized, attempting a new formation. From Earth, another wave of vessels emerged, larger this time, with visible propulsion systems glowing blue-white. Our offensive fleet, Wilson explained. While the defensive web holds, these will take the fight to the enemy. The Council watched in amazement as the human vessels accelerated toward the Void Fleet, emitting pulses of energy that seemed to disrupt the black ship's very structure. Where struck, the Void vessels began to crumble, their impossible geometries failing. How? Began Dural, unable to complete the thought. Targeted dimensional resonance, Wilson said. If you can shift something between dimensions, you can also tear it apart between them. Within hours, the projection showed the unthinkable. The Void Fleet in retreat, their harvest formation broken, dozens of their ships destroyed or disabled. The remaining vessels accelerated away from Earth's solar system, vanishing into the darkness from which they had emerged. The Council chamber erupted in stunned exclamations. Counselor Terran rose from her seat, her ancient eyes fixed on Wilson. Ambassador, she said, silencing the room, I believe the Galactic Council has gravely underestimated humanity. Wilson's expression remained solemn, a common mistake, Counselor. One our enemies often make as well, and one we shall not make again, Terran declared. Earth has not merely survived. It has done what the Council with all its combined might could not. Perhaps it is we who should be learning from you. As the projection showed human ships returning victoriously to their homeworld, the truth settled over the Galactic Council. They had not witnessed the fall of a young civilization, but the rise of perhaps the most formidable species the galaxy had ever known. Earth had been besieged, and the Galactic Council had indeed stood helpless, not to save humanity, but to comprehend its strength.